I am 23 years old, and I haven't had a real friend in about 3 years. And I think I have figured out why. Sprouts haul. I swear I'm not going to show you everything. I got boring necessities like oat milk and honey and like body wash. But this is the perfect time because I ran into this little buddy, Magic Mind. And even though Magic Mind has sent me some of their drinks, I had to buy one because I just drink them that often and they're that yummy. And walking around Sprouts is one of my favorite pastimes. So I had to grab one of these little, they're like mental performance shots. They have caffeine in them. I kind of treat them like coffee even though they're not coffee. They have like green tea, matcha, like a lighter energy in it. I honestly prefer it over coffee. Sometimes coffee gives me a stomach ache, or sometimes a little bit too much coffee makes me feel a little bit anxious. And this caffeine in this never makes me feel that way. magicmind.com/moonbeam with the code moonbeam20 will get you 48% off the subscription to a box of Magic Mind. And if you don't like it, you can return it for all your money back. That's how much they guarantee that it's going to taste delicious and work for you. So thank you, Magic Mind, for sponsoring this video.
I have filmed this so many times and I just feel like I can't get my thoughts across succinctly, so I'm going to give this another shot and hopefully it goes well. I'm using a little mic floofer. Look how cute it is. So cute. Okay. Basically, I feel like I figured out the reason why I don't have friends and how to fix that. Okay, I have a theory. If you're in the same place that I am, hear me out, okay? So, it's been a long time since I feel like I've had a good friend. I feel like I should probably define what a good friend is to me. It's not that I've gone 3 years without like any friends at all or any socializing at all, but I just haven't had that tight connection with somebody other than, you know, my boyfriend. And that honestly is my definition of a good friend. Someone who basically has the boyfriend effect on you, but like sans the romance. You know, when like you find your partner and like they just get you. You guys just mesh well. Everything makes sense. Everything's more fun when you're together. You vibe off of each other, all right? And it's like, of course, I want to do everything with this person. That's how I felt with a lot of my friends growing up. And I'm starting to wonder if that feeling is like nearly impossible to recreate as an adult when you don't have people who've grown up around you, the same sociocultural background, you've attended the same school, you've been exposed to the same kind of things. And I feel like that is a result of why you can get someone who like really gets you, you know. I'm so grateful I had that experience growing up, but the fact that I haven't found that as an adult baffles me. And look, I understand, I know how this sounds. The fact that I haven't managed to retain any single one of my childhood friends into my adulthood is a red flag. I see how that looks bad, okay? I know that I am the common denominator in this problem, okay? I know how it looks. I think it's just a matter of people growing apart, being adults, into different things. You could think it's because of a red flag, you know, fair. But my point is, that is my kind of criteria for a friend. Like growing up, I had friends who we would spend like, this sounds so unhealthy, but my best friends, my closest friends, we were contacting each other like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We saw each other all day at school. When we weren't at school, we'd hang out after school. If we weren't hanging out after school, we'd be hanging out on the weekends, running errands together, doing fun things together. We would send each other videos. We literally, I feel like it was like a 24-hour FaceTime. But yeah, I wanted to hang out with my friends all the time. They were over at my house all the time. I was over at their house all the time. Our families knew each other. We were just so in tune, in sync, that like when you weren't on the same page, it's almost weird. You know, that kind of friendship. I have like sat quite literally for 3 years, like trying to figure out, wrapping my head around why. There has to be a reason why I just like can't seem to click with people. Or maybe I really do click with someone, but our differences are just like too big. It makes it hard to be around. And things have to be very particular in just the right place for me to like tolerate this person or see this person. I've separated myself from people in this like period of life intentionally because, you know, if you have a friend, a person around you who like doesn't make you feel good after hanging out with them, like you feel icky and you feel gross, yeah, you should leave. I would rather have no friends than having a person around that makes me feel like that. But I feel like that is a recent revelation of mine, because I've spent so much time like trying to force people into this like picture that I have of a good friend, and it just like isn't who they are, or it's just not how we are together. And I want it so bad that I like force it, and then things just are weird for me. It's probably weird for them. I probably come off so needy, I swear. And that's probably why I haven't managed to find like this person, I say this person, like a friendship. But honestly, you know what I miss more than just like a singular bestie is like a group of friends. I miss so much. There's something so different about the like social dynamic of hanging out in a group of people who are on relatively the same page. You know, you guys all know each other somehow. You have some sort of common ground, and there's so many people to like bounce energy off of. It's not like you have to depend on somebody like you kind of do in like a two-person relationship. Like if one person's down, then you're probably gonna be down, and you know, it's like, it's just like a party. It feels like like a mini party all the time when you do things with like a group of friends, and I really miss that. But there's this like advice, there's this particularly a dating advice, if you've ever heard of like the idea of like basically being the person who you want to be with. It's like people who are like yearning for a romantic relationship, they say, well, write down all the lists, all the things that you want out of a romantic partner, and then go embody those things. And basically I think the premise of that is, you know, don't be going on making this huge list of what you want from a person and then not have anything of value to bring into the relationship yourself. And I feel like that doesn't always apply to a romantic setting, because obviously in a partnership like that, you kind of want to have different assets and different things you're bringing to the table to balance each other out. But in a friendship, I feel like this perfectly applies. Like, who I want in a friend, like I have to embody that. Like if I want a friend who throws me surprise parties, I have to be that girl who throws surprise parties for people, all right? I have to like be that friend who I want to be, and I haven't been doing that because I've just been sitting here being like, why will no one be my friend? I'm so sad. What am I doing wrong? And then it like spirals me. I almost get to a point where I feel like I'm not worthy of having friends, because it's just like been such a long time. I'm like, oh, we're probably not gonna get along, and I'll probably disappoint them, and they'll probably for sure disappoint me, and things just aren't gonna work out, and I'm just not gonna open up because I'm scared. Because I also was ghosted before by a group of friends. Ghosted. And it's so weird to think about. I mean, I feel like that ghosting situation honestly scarred me, because those were all girls that I like grew up with, that I thought were gonna be like my lifetime friends. And yeah, as we grew up, started going to college, getting into different things, we started growing apart naturally. We started getting into different things. But I did think it was just gonna be one of those friends that like you catch up with every once in a while. But no, our differences were just too grand that we started separating from each other, and then they ceased contacting me. And that's why I wanted to make this video. I want to just say all this, put it out there, let it go, because I feel like the only way and the reason why I don't have friends is because I want friends too dang bad. I'm thinking about my lack of friends too dang much. It's inhibiting me from seeing like all the good things that I have. I'm just so fixated on this thing that I don't have, wondering all the time why I can't have it, why the people who I have around me aren't fitting into that mold, and it just makes me upset. And I probably come off so needy, and like nobody wants to be my friend, of course. Who wants to be friends with sad girl? I don't even want to be friends with me right now. So like, I need to be okay with not having friends. And I feel like I truly have come to terms with this recently, because I finally have accepted like letting go of people when you need to let go of people. That was something so hard for me to do. I didn't want to let go of friends who, yeah, maybe we didn't really vibe as well as we used to, but like, you know, it's still a friend, and like loyalty is like a factor to think about in friendships. Like, you don't just want to get rid of a person in your life who doesn't serve you anymore, because that's like a whole mantra in and of itself. It's like, you know, there's on one spectrum like friends come and go, and like, you know, your friend won't always be your friend. But also on the other hand, it's like, well, you're a friend. Like, it's kind of beautiful to think of like a loyalty factor in that, like someone who you're gonna stand by no matter what, kind of in a similar sense of like a husband, a wife, like someone who you are choosing to forever have around despite whatever they do. And like, isn't that also an aspect of friends? I feel like people these days are quick to just drop somebody who doesn't align with them 100%, or who disagrees with them. And maybe that's the reason why so many people probably don't have friends anymore, among many reasons, I'm sure. I really have decided that I am picky about the friends that I have. I'm not going to be ashamed of being picky around the people who I keep in like my inner circle, because they say like you are literally the summation of the 5 closest people around you. And that's kind of scary to think about, but that really is how it works. Like, I really do feel like I'm at a place now where I would rather have no friends than have a friend who isn't a good friend for me. And you know who inspires me to be that way? My mother. My mother has no friends. And every day I'm like, how are you the happiest person I know? Because I feel like I need friends. And that is probably not true. I respect the idea of friendship and community, but I don't need it. I really don't. Like, and as soon as I stop thinking about that void that I have in my life, like, I'm sure it'll come in time, but it's sure as heck not gonna come when I'm sitting here wallowing and being sad girl over it. So that's my revelation. Tell me about your friendship stories. Maybe you have a lifetime bestie. Maybe you had to get rid of your lifetime bestie. Maybe you also were ghosted by your friends like me. Maybe you had some really sketchy, fishy friends you had to leave, or people you just grew out of that you needed to find new ones, and maybe you haven't filled that void yet. I don't know. Share your thoughts. Am I crazy? Am I unrealistic? I don't know. But let's stop being needy together, alright? Anyways, that's my story. I'll see you guys when I see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
I'm not lying. That was not me. That was